Hi, I'm the Scrub and you're here for one reason. Tatara, you've just come back from buying a brand new airship, several dozen Gucci accessories, and 3 houses in Alder. And you're telling me that it's Alphino's fault that we're in financial trouble because he spent all of our money on a sword? And you want me to help? Alright, I'll see what I can do. No, I got nothing. Let's find a way to get some quick gil. Time to learn about Hell's Lid. Simplified. The opening pool is the first 3 enemies that you approach. When all 3 have been defeated and you reach the end of the path, a boulder will break off and splash into the lava. This will create a small area which you will need to jump down to. There will be 4 enemies, 1 on each wall. Kill all 4 enemies and the northernmost wall will dissipate, which will reveal more enemies along the path. The hellish line will have a large point-blank AoE called Howling Whale, which you'll need to avoid or stun the cast off. Be mindful not to touch the walls as you will get a burn debuff from standing in the walls. Watch out for the small straight line AoEs coming out from the walls as you progress. Pull all of the enemies until you reach the end of the path where there will be 2 more enemies along with another wall enemy. The 2 roaming enemies have a conal AoE called Fluid Swing. This is a knockback if you get hit by it. The enemy in the wall will also target random party members with a small AoE called Fire 2. Kill everything and the wall will evaporate, revealing the path to the first boss. 100-ton Swing is an untelegraphed large point-blank AoE from the boss's position. If you get hit by this, it is a vuln stack and a knockback. The boss will face a random party member and cast 10-ton Slash, which is a very hard-hitting attack that you'll need to avoid. Rocks will fall from the ceiling with these small AoEs. Just avoid them as best you can. If you get hit by a falling rock, it will give you a vuln stack. The boss will then target one member of the party with crosshairs. The boss will jump to this player and throw his sword and shield into the air. They will land somewhere randomly in the arena with slightly different colored AoEs. Lava will then start spewing from the mouth of the boss and follow this player around for a few seconds. If you get caught in the flow of lava, it is a heavy hitting damaging tick for as long as you're in it. The boss will then jump twice to grab both his sword and shield and perform a small point blank AoE when he grabs each one. Getting hit by either of these moves is a small knockback and a vuln stack. The boss will then repeat mechanics until it is defeated. Head through the cave and pull the next 2 groups of enemies. Kill everything and the wall will crumble, revealing the next area. Pull the patrolling Kaja along with the next 2 groups of enemies. Avoid all of the AoEs, kill everything, and the next wall will crumble. Second boss time. Whipping Witch Red is a tank buster. The boss will target a random player with the cast the Patient Blade. This is a large 180-degree cleaving attack from the boss's position. Move behind the boss to avoid this attack. If the boss curls itself up, it's performing a donut AoE. Just get close to the boss to avoid it. If it turns its body into a giant O shape, it will throw out a straight line AoE through itself in front and behind it. Just move to the side of its hitbox to avoid it. Getting hit by any of these mechanics will give you a vuln stack. After it has performed all of these mechanics once, it will cast Whisper in the Wind and disappear into one of the tornadoes that will spawn in on the outside of the arena. If you run into a tornado, it will damage you for every tick that you are in it. 4 wind sprites will also spawn in. Destroy them quickly or they will start to target random party members with an AoE at their feet called Tornado. 5 wind orbs will also spawn in a pattern around the arena. If you run into these or get close to them, they will pop and knock you back a small distance. A short time after this, there will be orange tethers that will connect the tornadoes. The boss will travel between these tornadoes in a straight line AoE. Use these tethers as a guide for where the straight line AoE will be. Getting hit by any of these will give you a vuln stack. After the boss has dashed between the tornadoes twice, it will cast Reaper's Gale, which is a proximity marker from the final tornado the boss dashed to. Move away from this marker to reduce the overall damage to you. When the boss has returned to the arena, it will repeat Patient Blade, Donut AoEs, and straight line AoEs until it is defeated. Jump down the hole at the end of the arena. This next pull can get a little spicy, but you can stagger the pulls if you want to. Pull the opening 2 mobs and make your way over the bridge. Pull the patrolling mob and the next trio of mobs. You can then distance attack the final patrol mob as it comes over the final bridge. Watch out for the Tatsukoko as their attack called Hydrate can cleave. Kill everything and the barrier to the next room will drop. 2 enemies will spawn in. Boltstormed and Stillwind Niue. Boltstorm will cast Scythe Tail, which is a large point blank AoE underneath it. It will also cast Butcher, which is a conal AoE. If it casts the move Spark, you'll want to get closer to it as it is a fairly large donut AoE. Stillwind will cast Twister, which is a point blank AoE below a random party member. And Crosswind, which is a room-wide AoE. Kill both enemies and the barrier will drop. Final boss time. Cataseus is a tank buster. Hell of Water will create a plus pattern through the boss's position. Getting hit by either of these is a really hard hit. Hell of Waste is a point blank AoE on a random player. Just move away from the rest of the group if you get this marker. The boss will quickly cast the move Sinister Tide. He will then jump in the air and slam on the ground, which will create a water orb over one of the tiles in the arena. All tiles will get an arrow in the middle of them. The water orb will splash down onto the first tile and then move in the direction of the arrow. The water will continue moving until it reaches a tile that is pointing away from the arena. If you are standing on a tile that gets splashed, you'll get a vuln stack. The boss will move into the middle of the arena, become untargetable, and cast Hell of Waves, which will knock back all players. It will then create a targetable shield around itself called Colonian Gate. A bar will appear labeled Genbu's Focus. If this bar fills up, you will wipe and start again. You will need to destroy the gate before the bar fills up. During this phase, tiles around the arena will get a pulsating glow around them. Treat these like they have an AoE in them, as if you're in them when they go off, you'll get a vuln stack. After you've defeated the gate and his ultimate goes off, mechanics will begin to overlap and repeat until Genbu is defeated. Congratulations, you have beaten Hell's Lid. My name is the Scrub. Thank you for watching.